This is a story of how a 12th century masterpiece was nearly undone by 21st century bureaucracy. It is a narrative of the perfect storm, where architectural brilliance collided with a fatigue-stricken worker and an enigmatic computer screen. On April 15, 2019, as the sun dipped beyond the Seine, Notre-Dame lay exposed and fragile. Cloaked in 500 tons of scaffolding, the construction site buzzed with activity. Inside, the forest, an attic housing 1,300 ancient oak beams, remained dry and ready for ignition. Whether sparked by a malfunction in the spire's bells or an illicit cigarette from a worker's break, disaster was imminent. At 6:18 p.m., the first alarm echoed in a small, cramped security office. A mysterious code flickered on the screen. ZDA 110-3-15-1. This very moment marked the first failure. Crafted by brilliant minds, the system was utterly user-unfriendly. Instead of a clear map or red blinking light, it presented an enigma that required a paper cheat sheet to decode. The guard, just 3 days into his position, was on a strenuous double shift due to a missing relief. Exhausted and perplexed, he misinterpreted the alarm. He dispatched a church warden to the sacristy, a separate structure. The warden reported it as a false alarm. It took 20 agonizing minutes of second-guessing and calls to off-site supervisors to uncover the mistake. By the time anyone ascended the 300 steps to the forest, the flames had already soared 2 meters high. The fire brigade was called 33 minutes later. Why were there no sprinklers? Officials feared a malfunctioning sprinkler could drench the delicate stone vaults, prompting collapse. They also declined to build fire-break walls, worried it would compromise the attic's wooden integrity. They placed their faith entirely in human vigilance, and on that fateful night, those eyes were weary, isolated, and untrained. Despite this sorrowful event, Notre-Dame, affectionately called the Old Lady of Paris, stands as a symbol of human dedication. Each beam in the roof originated from a single oak tree, felled to construct the attic in the 1200s. In the 1800s, the cathedral faced such disrepair that demolition was nearly certain, until Victor Hugo penned The Hunchback of Notre-Dame to spotlight its beauty. The novel's success spurred the city to embark on a vast restoration, which added the iconic spire we mourned in 2019. On that grand reopening day in December 2024, amidst heads of state and an electric atmosphere, the city exhaled in collective relief. Walking through the reborn cathedral months later, I witnessed a version that paradoxically embodies more Notre-Dame than it had in centuries. The stones gleamed, cleansed of soot. The stained glass shone with 13th century clarity, and the bewildering ZDA codes were replaced by a seamless modern misting system. The failures at Notre-Dame serve as an important lesson in process safety management. For those in high-stakes fields like oil and gas industry, this tragedy unveils 3 critical insights: human-machine interface and alarm rationalization. If a safety system demands a cheat sheet during emergencies, it's fundamentally flawed. Within a control room, alarm fatigue and cryptic tags, like the ZDA codes, hinder response rates. Ensure visual-first design gives users an immediate, effortless grasp of the current environment. Simply having someone in a chair doesn't guarantee a capable responder. The guard was both untrained and fatigued. Fatigue, risk management, and competency must be more than tick boxes. They need to function as active safeguards against disaster. Notre-Dame's leaders opted for a human guard over automated suppression methods, sprinklers, to maintain the asset's integrity. This choice eliminated a passive safety mechanism and replaced it with an error-prone, active one. We must never forsake reliable automated safeguards for human intervention alone, especially when risks can escalate beyond human reaction time. Hindsight is a gift we only receive when the smoke clears, but leadership is the courage to act on its warnings while the skies are still blue. We cannot always stop the spark, but we must never let a legacy burn because we chose a complex system over a clear one, or a tired worker over a trusted barrier. If we ignore Notre-Dame as a blueprint for change, we simply await the next unforeseeable calamity to remind us of our folly.